as you can tell, of soap, and it's actually going to go in our brambleberry 36 bar slab mold. I'm not going to be using the dividers today. I had planned on it originally, but I decided not to, just because it might be a little bit easier for the design I'm going for if I didn't have dividers in it. So anyways, I had gotten new buckets also, but it wasn't going to be big enough to hold like all of these oils in there. So luckily I had just purchased these little tote containers to organize in here, and so there's a few that I hadn't used yet. So this is a brand new little tote that we're using for this batch. Luckily I had it around. I will say that it is so big that your spatula will fall inside the container. So I just had to dig mine out. So this container has all of the hard and liquid oils. I just added the sodium lactate in there. I am going to go ahead and add our colorants, which is this red pearl here, as well as Merlot Sparkle Mica from Brambleberry. These are very, very similar. This I got from a lady who is destashing her soap supplies, but I'm just going to do a little bit of both. We're not adding any kind of additives other than our sodium lactate today. No milks or anything like that, just because this is such a big batch of oil that I don't want to risk a single thing. Oh, that's such a pretty mica. Here we go. Okay, that one's empty. I'm going to just tap in a little bit of our Merlot Sparkle. There are a little, very, very slight difference in color here, but not much. Not much at all. Alright. So I'll keep that mica nearby just in case I would like to add more. I am going to go ahead and use my stick blender and mix this mica into the oils. Alright, so now I'm going to add in our lye solution, get that mixed just to emulsion, and then we'll come back for the next step. So in a big batch, it's kind of hard to tell, especially if you already put the mica in. It's hard to tell when you reach emulsion. I know that I haven't yet because I can see just how it's swirled on the top. I can tell that the oils haven't fully been combined yet, so we're going to keep going. Okay, so I am going to add a bit more mica. The red has lightened up a little bit more than I wanted. Just going to add some more in here. I'm just going to stir manually. Do this on low. Alright, so now it's time to add our fragrance oil. This is my very own blend here. So we're just going to add some in here. I do have to save some because I did portion some off for our other part of the design. So I'm only 1/7 of the batter is elsewhere. I'm just measuring it on my scale so I know where I'm at. I want to make sure that everything is added correctly in the right amounts. Okay. I'm just going to do this manually. My batter is a little thick because I have used the stick blender quite a bit for this, which is okay because I actually do want this a little thick because for the design, instead of waiting around for too long, I do need my batter to thicken up and firm up, so I'm not doing this project all day, and you'll see with our next few steps how we're doing our design. I'm so sorry for the kids in the background. Today is Friday and it might as well be Saturday because all the rules have gone out the window this morning. And my mama patience is running out today, but it's okay. I'm glad to be home, have a day off from work, and knock out this batch of soap, and we can do some housework and spend some time together. So, and that just smells lovely. So it's notes of vanilla, pomegranate. It's kind of like a warm, wintry type, but with vanilla in there. So with spring coming, this is going to be a great soap as well as far as the fragrance goes. Alright, so that's good enough for me. I'm going to scrape off the stick here. Scraping out this container is going to be loads of fun, and I mean that with tons of sarcasm. Just because it's so big and bulky, so it's kind of hard to work with big buckets, but that's okay. I can't wait to see how this design turns out. Fingers crossed. I've seen this in a few videos, and so I just figured I'd give my hand at it. And the only slab mold I have is one of this size. But we're starting to size up on our batches anyways, so it's not that big of a deal that we're doing such a big batch. I just pray the design is going to come out good. Just going to scrape down the edges just a little bit. Okay. I'm going to bring the slab mold over and you guys can see how big of a monster that thing is. Alright, here it is. This is huge. I can't even get the whole thing in frame of the camera because it's so big. Alright. So this side I have taped down. This side didn't want to stay taped down, so that's okay. But I did kind of go around with my big old soap stamp here, and I just kind of edged out the corners there so we don't have rounded edges of our soap. So anyways, let's get this big guy poured in there. All right, it is time to scrape. I'm going to try to be quick because I know I'm going to have to beat this thing on the ground to get it kind of leveled out and get air pockets out of there. Ooh, there was some mica that didn't get mixed up, so I'm not going to scrape that corner out very well. Well, it's definitely a lot. I think I might just bang this down on the table here. Alright, so I have here a bunch of little plastic straws that I've cut to size. These I just got off of Amazon. What we're going to do is, since I believe our soap is firm enough now, we're going to be sticking these into the soap in a polka dot pattern. This is going to take a minute for me to do this. So I am just going to get started. Alright, so this is what we have. Looks like a big old strawberry birthday cake with a bunch of candles on it ready to blow out. So I'm going to give this, I don't know, we'll see, probably at least like 20-30 minutes before I pull the straws back out. What we want to do is create little holes or spaces. So when we pull the straws out, we want the soap inside of the straws to come out with it. And then we'll fill these little holes with a different color. So maybe, fingers crossed, it might look like a ladybug. So anyways, I'm going to give this some time and I'll be right back in just a second. Alright, so we're back. It's been about 30 to 40 minutes. I had a pack and wholesale order, so that took me a minute. I can see the color change here, and that's actually not bad. I think that's a good color. That's kind of what I was going for. So sorry for the kids, you guys. So this is all right. So I'm going to start pulling out all of the straws and get all of them into a container, because these straws you can wash out and reuse for next time. Maybe I do this design again and these straws will already be cut to size. So so speaking of the kids, I said earlier that my mom patience was wearing out, that it was wearing thin. Well, I realized why. I had made my coffee this morning and then I totally got sidetracked into making this soap, and so I did not drink my coffee. So that's why. Okay, so that straw didn't have soap come out with it when I pulled it. So let me... That one either, but... I don't know. I think it kind of pushed soap down and out of the way. So as long as the top of the soap, yeah, so I guess that's okay. I was definitely expecting soap to come out with the straws. I guess I might have to go rewatch some of those videos. But push the soap down and out of the way enough that I can still do my little polka dots. This is such a gigantic batch. This is officially the biggest batch I've ever done. So that's kind of exciting, you know, just a new thing. I watched another soaper pull theirs out with little pliers. I could probably do this with my hands and be just fine. Yeah. They probably pull theirs out with pliers because it's set for a long time. Maybe that's why the soap came out with theirs. But that's okay. If I'm not using pliers, I can take 2 out at a time. Alright, so far these polka dots are coming out pretty cool. Well, they kind of look like the polka dots right now, but they will definitely look like polka dots when I add a contrasting color to fill these little holes. So what I'll do is I'll use this batter I have set aside. And it's actually not batter yet because I haven't made or mixed that soap yet. So it's just the oils and lye solution and fragrance sitting out over there. But it's about 1/7 of the entire soap that I needed to fill this. Of course, that was counting the dividers like setting inside the mold, which also take up volume. So obviously we're not doing that. So these bars aren't going to be as big as they could have been, but I still think these are going to be regular size bars anyways. But I didn't want to use the dividers because I didn't want to have to correct where the dividers were put in, if the dividers were like moved around, shuffled around, that kind of thing. And then plus I couldn't get like a full on polka dot look if I have a bunch of dividers sitting in the mold. So that was the idea behind that. And I had changed my mind about that this morning, but last night when I was finishing up the planning and the brainstorming and all that, I was set on the dividers. But this morning I woke up and I decided, nope, we are going to do this polka dot thing right. So even if we cut the bars and we cut into a polka dot, the side of the bar will have that little black strip there. And it won't look funky. So anyways, I'm going to keep doing this, and I will come back when I have that batter ready to pour. Alright, so it is time to fill our little holes for the polka dots. I have my batter in a squeeze bottle just to make this process a little bit easier for me. Alright, so I am done filling all of the holes. I did try to tap the mold down as we went just to make sure it went as far down as possible. I'm super pleased with this. I can't wait for, the 24 hours to be up and over with so I can unmold this bad boy and plane it and see what it looks like. So we will come back when it's ready for that. So I'll see you in just a second. Alright, so we are back to unmold our ladybug soap. Fingers crossed that it is also ready to be cut, so we'll see. So right now I'm just going to unmold the extra soap we had left over. I had saved a lot more than I thought I needed for the black part of the soap. So we actually have 6, 7, 8, 9 of our little flower soaps that will be listed as deluxe version of these soaps here in the mold. So let me get my pan. And by pan, I mean our big curing tray here. These are little stackable racks, and I really love them. They can hold, like 100 bars of soap if they're standing up. That's cute. So there was some ashing going on. Sorry, I didn't know we were out of frame here. There was some ashing that went on with the black part, but that's totally okay for the deluxe soaps, and it's totally okay for a bigger batch because the top part that is exposed to the air will be planed off anyways to make them nice level bars. So I'm just going to unmold these real quick and we'll get down to business. Alright, so now it is time for the big reveal. Voila! So I'm starting on the planing of the tops of these soaps. This is what they look like right now. And I've done a few planing of the top. So then I still have to bevel the edges of these, clean them up, make them look a little bit nicer. But these are so perfect. Exactly what I wanted to look just like this. So and then I'll come back through and I'll stamp them with my mini stamp, and I will post photos at the end of this video. So thank you guys for sticking around. I know it was a pretty long video. It's pretty lengthy there, but we'll see you on the next one. See you later.